जय प्रभुपा, जय प्रभुपा, जय शील प्रभुपा, जय प्रभुपा। जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय शील गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय गुरुदेव, जय हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल निताय गौर, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल निताय गौर, हरि। जय ओम विश्वपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्रीमद् His Divine Grace is Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्रीमद् भागवतम फर्स्ट कैंटो चैप्टर 8 prayers by Queen Kunti, text 42 in sequence. त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मति मधुपते असकृत रतिम उद्वहतात अद्धा गंगा इव ओघम उदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मधु मतिर्मधुपते सकृ रतिमुद्वहता दद्धा गंगैवोघं मुदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृ रतिमुद्वहता दद्धा गंगैवोघं मुदन्वती त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृ रतिमुद्वहता दद्धा गंगैवोघं मुदन्वती। त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मधुपते सकृ त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृ रतिमुद्वहता तथा गंगे भोगम्बुधन्वते त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया मदे मनपते सकृत् गंगे भोगम्बुधन्वते. Word to word meaning, translation purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Twayi unto you, may, my, Ananya Vishaya, unalloyed, Mati, attention, Madhupate, O Lord of Madhu, Sakrit, continuously, Ratim, attraction, Udvahatat, may overflow, Adha, directly, Ganga, the Ganges, Eva, like, Ogham, floats, Udanvati, down to the sea. Translation. All of you can repeat. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. Purport. Perfection of the pure devotional service is attained when all attention is diverted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. To cut off the tie of all other affection does not mean complete negation of the finer element like affection for someone else. That is not possible. A living being forever, he may be, must have this feeling of affection for others because this is a symptom of life. The symptom of life, such as desire, anger, hankering, feeling of attraction, etc., cannot be annihilated. Only the objective has to be changed. Desire cannot be negated. But in devotional service, the desire is changed only for the service of the Lord in place of desire for sense gratification. The so called affection for the family, society, country, etc., consists of different phases of sense gratification. When this desire is changed for the satisfaction of the Lord, it is called devotional service. In the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Arjuna desired not to fight with his brothers and relatives just to satisfy his own personal desires. But when he heard the message of the Lord, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he changed his decision and served the Lord. And for his doing so, he became a famous devotee of the Lord. For it is declared in all the scriptures that Arjuna attained spiritual perfection by devotional service to the Lord in friendship. The fighting was there, the friendship was there, Arjuna was there, and Krishna was there. But Arjuna became a different person by devotional service. Therefore, the praise of the Kunti also indicate the same categorical changes in activities. Srimati Kunti wanted to severe serve. Yeah, Srimati Kunti Devi wanted to serve the Lord without diversion, and that was her prayer. This unalloyed devotion is the ultimate goal of life. Our attention is usually diverted to the service of something which is non godly or not in the program of the Lord. When the program is changed into the service of the Lord, That is to say, when the senses are purified in relationship with the service of the Lord, it is called pure devotional, pure unalloyed devotional service. Srimati Kunti Devi wanted that perfection and prayed for it from the Lord. Her affection for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis is not out of the range of the devotional service because the service of the Lord and the service of the devotees are identical. Sometimes service to the devotee is more valuable than the service to the Lord. But here the affection of Kunti Devi for the Pandavas and the Vrishnis was due to family relationship. This type of affection in terms of material relation is the relation of Maya because the relations of the body or the mind are due to influence of the external energy. Relations of the soul established in relationship with the Lord or supreme soul are factual relations. Again, relation of the soul established in relation with the supreme soul are factual relations. When Kunti Devi wanted to cut off the family relation, she meant to cut off the relation of the skin. The skin relation is the cause of the material bondage. But the relation of the soul is the cause of freedom. This relation of the soul to the soul this relation of the soul to the soul can be established by the via media of the relation with the super soul. Seeing in the darkness is not seeing, but seeing by the light of the sun means to see the sun and everything else which was unseen in the darkness. That is the way of the devotional service. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान् नमो विश्वपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनि इति नाम नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावतन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामने गौरविषये नमः हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So it is a great fortune again, especially for me, to be amongst all the devotees here in ICC South Bangalore. I always hanker, I always remember all the love and affection what all of you have showed during my short stay and of my seva in this temple. Uh, so especially I'm very grateful. Narahari Chaitanya Prabhu and all the senior Vaishnavas here. Of course, the purpose was I thought that last minute I will be here morning and I can somehow escape morning Srimad Bhagavatam and I can just sit and hear from Ashok Gaur Prabhu. So that was my desire, but they last minute still they don't leave me, caught me by neck. So it's my pleasure to share some very heartfelt devotional prayers of Kunti Maharani. Kunti Maharani is the mother of devotion. Just like for any baby child, mother is the first guru. So those very affectionate touch, very devotional touch, mm, through prayers, heartfelt prayers, Kunti Maharani is giving in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is an entrance entry basically in this treasure of Srimad Bhagavatam, entrance gate. Mm, just like especially entrance gate, lot of attention is given in terms of details, and it's always attractive. Mm. So Shukdev Goswami kept that treasure, most important prayers uh, through the uh, uh, through the Kunti Maharani in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I thought what to discuss. So I just thought that this is almost second last prayer. Mm. So one more prayer is just left. So I just thought I will just take a recap. I will just take little remnants of all the devotees, what they have left, mm, uh, and glorified these prayers of Kunti Maharani, which is very heart touching. Mm, Hare Krishna. So Kunti Maharani whole life was exemplary. Since childhood, she underwent lot of tapasya, inconvenience, austerities. What a lady can think of unfortunate thing, all those things happen to Kunti Maharani. Almost. And after going through all those obstacles, the glory of her bhakti is she never got shaken because her bhakti was unalloyed, as it is mentioned in this verse. So, such a exemplary devotion, which becomes a guiding principles and guiding light for the all the sadhaka who is practicing with material body, with material relationships, with material possessions, with material positions, how not to get diverted, remain fixed. Each and every sadhaka, Krishna will purify either through his own internal potency, whatever, or through the external potency, Maya, to make him perfectly qualified person to enter into his abode, the internal realm of devotion or devotees. Mm. So that's why Kunti Maharani's very inspiring. So her relationship with the Lord from the material point of view, she is elderly, role of an aunt, Atya, we call it. So naturally, she has a superior bhav, but we can say the vatsalyata bhav for the Lord. But surprisingly, we see the devotion of Kunti Maharani is with lot of on reverence, because she could not able to take the Lord's becoming fearful pain, that Lord is being caught, and he was tried by mother. गोप्या ददे कृतागसिदामतावत् याते दशा सम्भ्रमाक्षं वक्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य सा मां विमोहयति भीरपि यद्विभेति. That verse where Kunti Maharani himself is present when this pastime happened, and she saw that Lord Sri Krishna being caught by Mother Yashoda, tied, and that Lord to whom everybody is fearful of, he is literally begging, crying for the mercy of Mother Yashoda, and Sambhram Aksham. Uh, he's, he has fearful eyes. He's literally fearful of Mother Yashoda. Sometimes somebody may able he's maybe expert dramatist. He may do drama, but Kunti Maharani with confirmation said, no, that was not drama. You were actually fear of Mother Yashoda. Confirmation. I saw with my eyes. You were fearful of Mother Yashoda. How come is it possible? It's very bewildering. Why it is bewildering? Because mix of rasa. Yashoda was not bewildering, never. Because her rasa was never get mixed with any other rasa. But in case of Kunti Maharani, had that devotion with tinge of awe and reverence. So for her, Lord's greatness and Lord's sweetness, both are getting mixed in this Leela. To apprehend this Lord's greatness, and how Lord get carried away by this sweetness and rasa, is very difficult for Kunti Maharani to accept. She is bewildered. Mm. Same Uddhava was also bewildered when he was narrating the different pastimes of the Lord, the way he dealt with the uh, Pandavas or Yaduts. So here, Kunti Maharani, that's why in the beginning, when she starts the prayer, she starts with Namo Namaste. Namaste Purusham Tvatyam Prakrute Param Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antarbahiravastitam. That I am offering prayer to the Lord. Namaste Purusham Tvadyam. Adi Purusha. Adi Purusha. That means nobody was before the Lord. Brahma's, even the first prayer of uh, the Chatushloki, he is mentioning that Lord Krishna is the Adi Purusha. So she's starting her prayers philosophical understanding of position of the Lord. He's Adi Purusha. Mm. And not just Adi Purusha, he is a controller. Not just controller, but supreme controller, and he is beyond the Prakriti, the material nature. Prakrute Param. And I'm seeing him. Mm. But we can't see. Although he is there in and out, but is beyond our vision. The Lord is telling, how come? I'm there standing in front of you. Why can't people see me? Maya Javanika Channam, because you are always covered by the illusory potency of the Lord. Agyan adokshajam avyayam. Na lakshase mudadrusha nato natya dharo yatha. This Maya's curtain, Javanika is there, you are covered, Achannam. And those who are ignorant, Agyan, for them, you are adhokshaja, beyond the senses. You are avyaya, imperishable. Nalakshase mudadursha. Those foolish people cannot understand you because you are perfect dramatist. Hmm. What to speak of me then? A lady like me, woman, because तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमलात्मनां भक्ति योग विधानार्थम कथम पश्येम हि श्रियः. I am a simple lady, woman. How can I understand you? Mm. You are meant to be understood through the devotion to the great, great munis and paramahamsas. Tha paramahamsana, muni, amal atmanam, those who are pure in their heart, they can understand you. But here is out of humility, Kunti Maharani is putting her in that situation that I cannot pursue you, I cannot understand you. Mm. So here, but Kunti Maharani is the one who perfectly understood the Lord. And she's telling that actually my brother and my sister-in-law, Vasudeva and Devaki, they are very, very fortunate. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. List of the fortunate people. She's enlisting that Vasudeva. Father, he's a father. The Lord is actually Pati of everybody. Hmm. Shriyapati, uh, Dhiyapati, Dharapati, Patishcha Andhaka, Vrishni, Satpatam, Pati. Uh, Lord is a Pati of all, husband of everybody. Goddess of fortune, Pati of goddess of fortune, uh, Pati of this Dhiya, the intelligence, uh, Pati of Dhara, mm, Pati of Satpatam, all the devotees. Mm. So, so that Lord also accepts somebody um, as Pita, Mata. Mm. So in here, that Lord accepted Vasudeva and Devaki in the relationship of Pita and Mata. They are very fortunate, Vasudeva, my brother. And Devaki is even more fortunate because she could hold the Supreme Lord within her womb. And they are fortunate, but more fortunate than them is Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Gopa Kumar, you are a son of that Nanda Gopa, the king of the Nanda, king of the Braja. Nanda was the king of the Braja. Actually, Nanda is why he is fortunate because of his devotion, because of his wonderful qualities. Parjanya has 5 sons: Upananda, Abhinanda, Nanda, Sunanda, and Nandana. Amongst the Nanda Maharaj was middle, central. Jiva Goswami in the Gopal Champu, he writes that how the Madhya person is always fortunate. Amongst the Pandavas, who is most dear to Krishna? Arjuna. He is Madhya. Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjuna. Among the 5 fingers, the Madhya fingers, tallest. Involved in all activities. So he's all rounder. This finger is all rounder finger. Amongst even the qualities of the Lord, there are 6 qualities, of course. Aishwaryascha, Samagrascha, Viryascha, Yasha, Sriya, Jnana, Vairagya. These are the 6 qualities of the Lord. Aishwaryascha, Viryascha, Yasha. Yasha is also come central quality, almost. Yasha. Because one becomes famous because of all other qualities. Somebody who is having Aishwarya, beauty, strength, Vairagya, and etc. Naturally, he becomes famous. Yasha. Similarly, Nanda Maharaj was a storehouse of all Sadguna because he was affectionate to all. That's why he becomes center of affection, center, madhya, center of affection of everybody. Parjanya, when he wanted to take retirement, he wanted to appoint Upananda as the king of the Braja, being an elderly brother. When they call all the Garga Munis and Vasudev, everybody, honorable personalities were present in that ceremony. Upananda called Nanda, make him sit on his lap, and told, actually, the Nanda, mm, my name is Upananda, and he's a Nanda. And Upananda means subordinate to the Nanda. So I should take a position subordinate to Nanda. By birth, he may be the subordinate to me. By the qualities, he's superior to me. This is Vraja. This is Vrindavan. Completely non-envious. And he told, because he's a center of affection and attraction, and he's filled with all the godly qualities, and he's a surud to all the Brajavasi, let him be the king. And I will become his minister and just take a position of giving him salah, upadesh, being a elder brother, but actually I will play a role of a subordinate. Ananda told that when he was appointed as a king, actually the Nanda, in the name of taking advice from the elder brother Upananda, he was basically accepting that as an order. Mm. So this was a relationship, Nanda and all. So why I was mentioning Nanda? Because Nanda was very, he had that kind of devotion. And that's the reason why Krishna also took birth in the Vraja from the womb of Yashoda. At the same time, when he took birth from the womb of a Devaki. Because the Lord is subordinate to the devotion of his devotee. So here, the Nanda Gopakumar, that's why it is mentioned he is a son of, he's not a foster son of Krishna, is not a foster son of Nanda. He's a in Srimad Bhagavatam, something 10:4:8. It is mentioned that Atmaja word. Gargamuni is telling to Nanda Maharaj that this Balakrishna is your Atmaja. That means your own son. You're, he's not a Vasudev's son, he's your son. And when it comes to about Yogamaya, there it is mentioned he is Anuja. She is a younger sister of Krishna. The Yogamaya took birth from the womb of a Yashoda. How come she will become younger sister? That means Krishna must have taken as a elder brother, birth from the womb of Yashoda. So, yes, that's the reason why Nanda Maharaj is very, very fortunate. Lord Sri Krishna in a Dvibhuj form mm, took birth as the son of Nanda. So Nanda is very, very fortunate, more fortunate. But Yashoda Maharani is most fortunate. Kaishor Lila, then Kumar Lila, Lord never grew more than the Kumar Avastha. He, even though he was 120 year on the battlefield, still Navayavvanam Advaitamachyutamanadam Anadi Anantarupam Adim Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Navayavvanam. He always remained ever youth. Mm. So Yashoda and Nanda were very fortunate because they could witness Kaishor Leela of Lord Sri Krishna. Vasudev and Devaki, they are also fortunate, but not as fortunate as Nanda and Yashoda. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to cows and senses. But here, Kunti Maharani is hidingly, she's not mentioning. Actually, the gopis of the Vrindavan are most fortunate. Mm, whose senses were pleased. The Lord's senses were pleased. Rishikesh is giving pleasure to all, everybody's senses, but who give pleasure to the Lord's senses? Gopis. And they are the most fortunate. But by the way, I am also not less fortunate. Kunti Maharani is telling in the next prayer, where he is mentioning her fortunate that today I am standing before you and I could able to see your beautiful darshan. What more fortune is there than this? Namo Pankajanaabhaya, Namaha Pankajamaline, Namaha Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangre. Oh Lord, that most fortunate darshan I am getting. Hmm. And when we get the darshan of the Lord, we forget everything. Uh, One of the devotee was mentioning, actually, whenever I go to the Balaji darshan, I prepare a big list that I will ask this thing, this thing, this thing, this obstacle I'm facing, this obstacle. Please remove all those obstacles, oh Lord. I'm ready with the list. It's there in my. He cannot carry mobile. That can carry he kept mobile somewhere where he has made list before entering. And as soon as he's eager to enter into the Garbhagudi, main Garbhagudi, as soon as Garbhagudi come, po. There are all security guard, they push. And that short darshan, for a few seconds, he gets the Lord. Aj's darshan. He's desperate to take darshan. Somehow he gets the darshan, he sees the lotus feet and he comes out. Ah, I forgot. I forgot to ask all those things list. Mm. So that's what exactly happened. When we get the darshan of the Lord, we forget all our material desires. We are completely absorbed, taking the darshan of the Lord. Mm. Same thing happened. Dhruva Maharaj also. Kachan Chinmay, Api Divyaratnam. When I got the darshan, oh Lord, your darshan uh, is so enchanting uh, that all my material desires, they look like a broken pieces of glasses. Oh, so we also hanker that kind of realization while taking darshan of Lord Jagannath. So here Kunti Maharani, she started from Nabhi, not to humiliate the nephew. Mhm. And she was saying that you have a lotus Nabhi, lotus mala, flower garland you're wearing, and your lotus eyes and lotus feet. Mm. So in the list of the fortune, then she continues that actually I'm not just fortunate, but I'm more fortunate than Devki. How come? यथा ऋषिकेश devaki कंसेन रुद्धाति चिरं शुचार्पिता विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो त्वयेव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गणात्. Yata Rishikesh. Rishikesh means one who gives pleasure to the senses. And you give pleasure to Devaki by free, by saving the Devaki from the prison house of Kamsa. Okay, you did a favor, great favor to Devaki, but you didn't save her sons, 6 sons. But in my case, you saved all my 5 sons. from all the difficulties. So who is more fortunate? I am more fortunate. Here, Kunti Maharani is not proving her greatness. Hmm. But actually, in humility, she is telling, actually, in one sense, Devaki, you protected her. You didn't protected her previous 6 sons because she knew that Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself is going to take birth from my womb. What greatest fortune than this? And why? Because of her prema. You got sold out because of the devotion of the Devaki. And for me, why you protected my 5 sons? Seeing because of my bad karma, my dushkruti, mm, I lost my husband. I was completely helpless. And seeing such kind of akinchana bhakta, you showed favor on me and saved my 5 sons. And in that way, you made me fortunate. So it was mixed with her humility, putting her as a subordinate to Devaki, that actually you did a favor for Devaki because of her devotion. You accepted her as a mother. And you also did a favor for me. More Vipadgana, repeated. Many Vipada came again and again. Muhu muhu. Many Vipad came. Then she's enlisting. Next verse. What kind of difficulties I underwent? Oh Lord, you saved me. विषाद महाग्ने पुरुषाद दर्शनात् सत्सभायां मवनवास पृच्छत मुढ़े मुढ़े अनेक महारथाश्रतो द्रौण्यस्तास्म हरेर्भिरक्षिता. So here Kunti Maharani is giving a list of her fortunate thing, list of vipada basically. But in all the vipadas, you were present and you saved me. You saved my sons. Mm. When the poison was given to Bhima, you also saved us when there was Laksha Graha, Maha Agni. You saved my daughter in law from that Asat Sabha. You repeatedly saved us from the calamities, Vanavacha Krichataha. Purushada Darshana, that means Hidimba, Rakshasi. Anek Maha, Mudhe Anek Mahasrata. That means during the battle of Kurukshetra, all the Rathi Maharathis, they were throwing different weapons. They were unconquerable. But my son easily could conquer them by your grace. I don't give the credit of victory to Yudhishthir or the Bhima or Arjuna. Generally, mother gives credit for everything, no? Because of affection. No. All credit is for to you only, O Lord Krishna. Droni Asra, at the end, when the Droni, the son of Drona, Ashwathama, through that Brahmastra, you saved. Of course, you didn't save Parikshit for different reason, because you wanted to glorify him. Okay, so in this way, always you saved, O Lord, from all these calamities. So let there be calamity. It's very difficult, this verse. Her prayers are slowly reaching to the crescendo. And here she's telling the Vipada Santuta Shaswat Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yasyat Apunar Bhavadarshanam. Let there be calamities. Let there be calamities. Because in all those calamities, whenever calamities came, you were there. Now today there is no calamity, and that's why you are leaving us, going back to the Dwaraka. Oh Lord, please continue being with us. Yadus, they are fortunate. But we are very unfortunate. And and we deserve your association. Mm, please stay back. Mm, in built this prayer, she's requesting Lord, request that kindly stay back. Mm, because if you don't get your darshan, then our bhava darshan, that means repeated birth and death, will continue. Darshan of this material world will continue. Mm. So this is Kunti Maharani continues her prayers, that how, what attracts you the most? Mm. Not those attributes, material attributes. Mm. Because in fact, on the contrary, those material attributes will make a person more proud. Mm. And because of the pride, he will commit an offense to you and your dear devotees. So let me not have those opulences. And she has all those opulences. Janma Aishwarya Shutashri Bhir. Yedaman Madhapuman. Naivam Arhati Abhidhatum Maitam Akinchana Gochara. Kunti Maharani has all these offenses. And in the again in the seventh or eighth canto, somewhere it is mentioned that one who is having all these opulences, Janma Aishwarya Shutashri Bhir, but still his devotion unto the Lord never get deterred. He never become proud. He never offend anybody. He always remain humble. One should consider that person as most fortunate, because in spite of having all these news of the Maya, mm, he never fall prey to the pride. Mm. So Kunti Maharani is very, very careful. Mm. She is not, when he's speaking these words, she is putting her as a candidate for the mercy. She is not, uh, while speaking this verse, she's not thinking of, oh, that person probably, because they are proud, mm, they will offend, they will fall. She's not thinking in that way. She is thinking about herself. Janma Aishwarya Sutta Sribir Edaman Madapuman. Oh Lord, you have given everything, this thing to me. And naturally, I will become proud and I will fall down. Mm. Please, better to be those Akinchana Bhakta than me, and make me one of those Akinchana, for whom you are the only the wealth. They are pauper, their wealth. Lord is the only wealth, their wealth. In their bank credit, there is only one thing, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That is only their credit. Mm. Let me one of that devotee, so that I will not become proud. That means she is ready to forsake all those things for the sake of Lord. Mm. So that's why she is glorifying those Akinchana Bhakta in the next prayer. Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivrutta Gunavruttaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalye Pataye Namah. Namo Akinchana Vittaya. You are the wealth of those who are poverty stricken. Those who are materially impoverished. For them, you are the wealth. Nivrutta Gunavruttaye. Here, Prabhupada mentioned Nivrutta means completely transcendental to the material modes of material nature. Mm. You are the transcendental to the material modes of material nature, and you are Atmaram, you are self satisfied. But Lord is hankering for something. Mm. You are self satisfied, but you are hankering for the love from those who are akinchana, who don't have anything. Mm. You are a Shantaya. Mm. Shantaya, mm, and it is translated as that, mm, you are pleased with the whatever devotion is offered by this devotee. You are satisfied with that. Mm. And you are the Kaivalya Pate. Those are aspiring for the liberation. You are Kaivalya Pati. You are the one who bestow that liberation to your devotees. Mm. And even for the impersonalist. Mm. So, in this way, she is also mentioning the power of the time factor. Mm. You are the Kala. And my Lord, you are the without beginning and end and all pervading one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. Samam charantam sarvatra bhutanam yanmitah kali. So called dissension, the conflict, what happens in between the living entity is because of the social disturbance. But you are neutral. Mm. You are not partial to anyone. Whatever is happening with those entities, living entities, because of their karma. Mm. And you are neutral. Mm. But you look like you are partial to your devotee. But even Ravana surrender, I will give shelter. That is your mhm, your verdict. Mm. But your pastimes are very, very bewildering. Mm. Especially, he's mentioning the different incarnation, where whenever you are coming as a human being or the aquatic or the animal, different species, it's very difficult to apprehend you, oh Lord. She is mentioning about her bewilderment because Lord appears in a different form, with a different reason. Then she want to enlist the reason why Lord is appearing. केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदुस्या प्रियस्य अन्मवाये मलस्य चन्दनम. Kechit, maybe you are taking birth for this reason, but Kechit ahu, people say, Kechit, probably you are taking birth, but you are unborn. Ahu ajam jatam, ajam jatam. You are unborn taking birth. Hmm. Kechit ahur ajam jatam punya shlokasya kirtaye. The ajam has taken the jatam birth to glorify punya shloka. The uttama shloka has taken the birth for the purpose of punya shlokasya kirtaye. Hmm. To glorify the devotees like Yadus, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Yadusya Priyasya Anvavai. Hmm. Malaya Seva Chandanam, Malaya Hill is not glorified. Chandan is not glorified because, oh, it's from Malaya. No, Malaya Hill gets its glory because their Chandan grows. Glory is to the Chandan, not to the Malaya Hill. Credit goes to Chandan. Similarly, you are sometimes you are called as Yadubamshi. Hmm. But actually, your glory is not in connection because you took birth in Yadu dynasty. But Yadus became famous because you took birth in Yadu. So, similarly, Malasyeva Chandanam. So, then Kunti Maharani gives reason, probably looking into the miseries of your Vasudeva Devakya, ya Archito. They prayed for you. That's why you took birth. Probably the Brahma prayed. Mm, he wanted to. He, along with all the host of the demigods, they approach you and they pray for the. Please, O Lord, to take birth and relieve your devotee. That's maybe the reason you took birth. Mm. But ultimately, I know, Kunti Maharani is telling, what is the real purpose? Lord appear. In last verse, she is mentioning this verse. All of you can repeat. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karma bhihi shravana smaranarahani karishan iti kechana. So, bhave asmin. this material world, asmin klishyamananam. The living entities undergoing lot of miseries because of their avidya, ignorance, and because of their karma. Kama karma bhi. All the living entities are suffering in this material world. And to give them greatest benediction of the subject matter of Shravanam and Kirtanam, you perform Leela in order to perform those Leela so that all these living entities will get delivered. Shravana Smaranarhani, Krishnaniti Kechana. That is the only reason. I can conclude that this is the reason, probably, which is most close. This is the reason you appeared, O Lord. Then Kunti Maharani glorifying that process of Shravanam and Kirtanam in next verse. Shrunvanti gayanti grinanti bhikshnashaha smaranti nandanti tabe hitam jana taeva paschanti chirena tabakam bhava prabah paramam padam bhujam. So here she's praying that person who are constantly they hear, sing, speak, remember, or sing those glories to others, kirtanam, about your activities, your lila, they alone, without delay, without achirena, they are able to see your pada ambujam, your lotus feet. So you are, and you destroy the influence of the material nature in their life. This is a great favor you do for the devotee, those who are eager to listen your glories. And this I conclude as the ultimate reason why you appear. So, oh Lord, but for me, I'm very affectionate. I'm very attached because one is a Vrishni dynasty. Lord took birth in a Yadu dynasty, basically Yadu Maharaj. In the lineage of the Yadu comes Vrishni, Tatvatam, and Andhaka Raja. From them, these all different dynasty come. From the Vrishni, there was uh, Dvip, I forgot the name, Dviva Medha, uh, and that this king has two wives. One is Kshatriya wife and one is a Vaishya wife. From the Kshatriya wife came Surasena, and Vaishya wife came Parjanya. Parjanya became king of the Vraja. Mahavan was handed over to him, and the Surasena, that dynasty come Vasudeva and uh, those. And Andhaka, that lineage comes Ugrasena and his son Kamsa, and Kamsa's cousin sister Devaki. So this is a lineage Vasudev, and Vasudev's sister is Kunti Maharani. And I am attached to the both. One side, I am attached to this Yadu dynasty, where Vrishnis, Andakas, Satvatas, they are all my relatives, those who are related to the Lord. I am attached to them. And on other side, I am attached to the Kurus. Because Pandavas, my sons, my husband, both side I am completely attached. To kindly break those attachment. Then Lord is telling, do you mean that you want to break this attachment and merge into Brahman? You want to break your attachment to my devotee and merge into Brahman? They are all my devotees, Yadus and Pandavas. Then Kunti Maharani is then chanting today's verse. So all of you again recite the today's verse, which is concluding almost verse. One more verse is there, last verse. So she's chanting, Tvai me ananya vishaya matir madhupate sakrat ratimudbhata daddha gangai vogham mudanvati. O Lord of Madhu, O As the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. So she clarifies that actually I'm not talking about breaking my attachment to the deities, especially the Ganges. I am simply requesting you to break my attachment to them, which is on the material platform. I'm not talking to break their affection for them as a devotee. And she's telling, giving example of the Ganges. Just like the Ganges, while running towards the sea, many tributaries, many other rivers also get mixed. Those who are aiming towards sea, they also want to achieve the lotus feet padambujam, and Ganges flows along with them, and they are not becoming a hindrance in her flow. In fact, they assist to overcome all the hindrances on her destination, on path her destination, lotus feet of Lord. So Kunti Maharani is mentioning that actually they're assisting me in your devotion. My sons Pandavas, their devotion is also an assistant in my devotional service. Yadus, those who are devotee, your devotees. How I don't want to break my relationship with them, but my material attachment to them. Hmm. Kunti Maharani is an expert mother who is telling that how to be responsible to the family, daughters, sons, husband. Yes, because of their connection with Krishna. And serving them is also service to the Lord. And Lord is even more happy if I serve devotee son, devotee daughter, devotee husband, and so on. Mm. So Kunti Maharani has a mature, perfect understanding of her devotion, and that's why she's mentioning, uh, "Let me have an unflinching and unalloyed devotion, not mixed with any ulterior motive." And that's what is my aspiration, O Lord. Please fulfill that aspiration. Kunti Maharani ki jai. Thank you very much. Because any comment, any uh, tika tipani, please. Hare Krishna. Somebody was raising hand there behind. No, okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you,
Sorry, I didn't notice you. Huh.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful points, wonderful class. Prabhuji, in the last, you just mentioned that Queen Kunti, she's connected to the Pandavas and all are devotees. And she's setting an ideal example of being a mother, wife, to when the relatives are devotees. But in practical life, many times, many of us face situations where our family, immediate family maybe, or extended family, they are not devotees, so called. They may be favorable, unfavorable, or even antagonistic. So, as a practicing sadhaka, how should we take care of our duties towards in such relationships?
Hare Krishna. Of course, many mothers sitting here, they know the answer, and practically they have more realization about this, and they have implemented successfully. I know it. So here Kunti Maharani is speaking about her devotion and her material affection. That should not be hindered. So even if we some mother might have been put in a situation where the relatives are not devotees, immediate relatives are not devotees. If the family member themselves are not devotee, then in that case she should continue her material duties. It is something like lovers of a paramour. Srila Rupa Goswami gives example because they themselves did it. Rupa and Sanatan, they were serving Nawab Hussain Shah. They were not serving simply because they had affection, but they were obliged and they were dutiful in doing so and waiting for the Lord's mercy. So Rupa Goswami, that Rupa Goswami gives example when a wife has a paramour. In material platform, it is condemned. On the spiritual platform, it is glorified. When some lady has affection for a man other than the husband, then while performing her household duty, she will do it very perfectly, no doubt. So the doubt will not husband, doubt will not be there. But simultaneously, her affection for the paramour is not deterred. She is always hankering, when I will get an association of my lover. Similarly, with that mood of hankering, one should continue one's bhakti, whatever position one has been put in. Our love and devotion is ultimately for Krishna because he is the husband of all husband. Even husband's husband is Krishna. Mhm. And all the ladies also, their only one husband is Krishna. He is a pati of everybody. Mm. So ultimately, our devotion and our love is towards Krishna. Mm. But while performing our material duties, we should perform it very expertly. Mm. At the same time, we should not water down, mm, or reduce our priority towards our practice of devotional service. Because if we perform our duties perfectly, we please everyone. And eventually, everybody becomes favorable, everybody becomes devotee. Mm. It takes time. Krishna will be merciful and she will bestow his mercy eventually. But Krishna is testing. Mm. During those testing period, one should not give up hope, mm, and continue our bhakti. At the same time, perform our duty perfectly. Affection. Thank you. Any comment, Prabhu? Ah,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for a nice class. Earlier on in the class, you mentioned that Lord favors also the impersonalist. So how to understand that?
एतान् निर्विद्यमानानाम् इच्छतामकुतो भयम् नृपनिर्णीतं हरेर्नामानुकीर्तनम्. Those who are completely nirvidyamananam, detached, nivritta vrittaye, or they have lot of kama vasana, all desires are there, or they are the devotee of the Lord. For everybody, there is only one path for achieving success. Harer namanu kirtanam. Hmm. Whether it is personalist or impersonalist, it is a jnani or the bhakta, karma or karmi or yogi. For everybody, they can achieve the success on their path by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Harer namanu kirtanam. For for uh, for those other than the devotees, Their goal, aspiration may be different, but the process is always same. Unless and until they take shelter of the boat of the holy name, they cannot reach to their destination. This is what Bhagavatam says. Huh. So, how the Lord is merciful on those who are impersonalists? Because their destination of Brahman Mukti is also mercy of Lord. Huh. Whether you are approaching the Lord with kamana or no kamana or moksha kamana, bhakti kamana, Lord is there to fulfill all. Moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. Akama sarva kamo. Akamo ya sarva kamo, moksha kamo, sab. Everybody, they need to, they can achieve that goal by devotion only. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. So, yeah, so Brahman Mukti, impersonalist, their destination is also mercy of the Lord. Because Brahman itself is simply an effulgence from the Lord's toenail. Moon's light comes from Lord. Prabhupada says that moon is also effulgent. It's not a dark place. Moon is also effulgent, but the moon's effulgence come from sun. Prabhupada mentioned, and then sun's effulgence come from Brahmajyoti. And that Brahmajyoti's source is Lord. Yeah. So he is merciful to all. He has given all option. क्या चाहिए आपको? It's a supermarket. जो भी चाहिए ले लो.
Adding to him only, when the devotees who, they aspire to get inside where they get the personal association of the Lord. So 3 days back, I was asked to give a class. Somebody asked me a question. I answered that person, but I want to hear from you. What could have been the right, really deep answer? That person was happy, but I want to hear from you.
You are a Muni, great Muni.
So I was asked a question that so there is a Viraja river, universal diagram. And when devotees, they try to aspire for the Lord's personal association, but some people like the Mayavadis, they aspire to merge into Brahman. Now, the question was that the Brahman exists, the effulgence of the Lord, Brahman actually exists everywhere, but when they merge into the Brahman, it means they cross the Viraja river and go and merge in that. And when the time when they stay there, the Lord decides, they fall back again back below from the Viraja river. So the question was, do they really fall back from the effulgence and straight down back to the material world?
There are always some questions which are always, even after we hear the answer for dozens of time, again and again we hear that question, again doubt comes. This is one of the questions, which is very famous in ISKCON. Does Jiva fall down from the spiritual world? And second, does the impersonal mukti is a real mukti? But Prabhupada say, Aruya Kurchana Param Tada Anaditra Vishmat Angraya. They fall down from that position. Prabhupada says, but what is the reality? But liberation, impersonal mukti must be eternal mukti. So I will tell both way, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in the third canto, when there is Kunti and Devahuti Sammadam, and there he mentioned about mukti of a yogi. He mentioned the mukti of the yogi, both the kramic mukti, gradual mukti, and going to the, yeah. So there he mentions basically that yes, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions that yes, the impersonal liberation and going to the Brahma Jyoti, because Brahma Jyoti is eternal, the liberation is also eternal liberation. Full stop. There only put full stop. You don't go ahead. But when it comes to Prabhupada, same purport. Prabhupada also mentioned same purport in line with Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's understanding. But in all other places, Prabhupada want to safeguard devotee. क्योंकि हमेशा वो कोई ना कोई भगत रहेगा, उसमें एकांत में भजन करना है. यहाँ पर भी देखते हैं ना, प्रभु जी एकांत में जाए, एकांत में भजन करना है. तो Prabhupada don't want to basically discourage, especially those devotees, those who are very good in doing tapasya, austerities. They are free from the aspiration for popularity and everything. They want to go ekanta and do bhajan. What is the best place? अरे घर में नहीं कर सकता, इधर नहीं कर सकता है. ब्रह्म ज्योति अच्छी जगह है, चलो थोड़ा उधर भक्ति करते हैं और उधर से जाते हैं फिर कृष्ण के धाम में. Prabhupada is most merciful acharya who don't want to give you option of impersonal liberation, which is there in the list as per the acharya. But Prabhupada is such an unique acharya who always discourage and told that Shanti adho, वो गिर जाते हैं, वहां पे नहीं रहते, because there is no bliss, because there is no seva. Only when there is a personal service to the Lord, there is ananda aspect, and if they don't get the ananda, they will try to find out that same ananda in the material thing. They will fall down and become greatest philanthropists and so-called social workers. He repeatedly mentioned this thing in this verse in his purport, and this is a unique glory. It's not he deviating from the acharya's mood. He is holding the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and all the acharyas and his spiritual master, who repeatedly defeated the Mayavada Khandana. And they put impersonalist and Mayavadis in one category always, while thoroughly defeating them. So, yes, it is an eternal liberation, but not for ISKCON devotee. One should not unnecessarily get into complication. Directly, our aspiration is to go back to Godhead. Okay. So if we read the purports of Ramanujacharya and others, they have clearly mentioned in line with Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur understanding. Yes, it is eternal liberation. And then our devotee keep on debating, but why Prabhupada has not given? He is most merciful Acharya. He don't want to give that option. It's not that he has not understood their purport. You don't want to give that option, Baba. Don't get stuck and again fall down. Don't get stuck. Something lower. You want to give highest. And that's what Prema Pumartho Mahan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to offer the highest benediction of love of Godhead. No compromise. So that's why the Sarasenapati Bhakta, Srila Prabhupada, gives a strong purport in order to even defeat the impersonal liberation. He says that they will fall. And yes, they will fall.
Can you repeat this? What
They
you
will
said?
fall.
Before this, you said something. I missed.
Yeah, I was mentioning that Srila Prabhupada, being a Sarasenapati Bhakta in the Chaitanya's army, will never deviate from the purpose of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he want to fulfill that mission and don't want to give anything lower than the Prema Purata Mahan. That's why he's mentioning repeatedly that impersonal liberation is temporary. They will fall. Yes. And that is our understanding, and that's the way we should preach, in line with Prabhupada mode.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
And we so thankful.
Yes. Please mention. Please give.
Premadata Prabhu was mentioning about the Viraja river. Actually, in Brahma Sutras, this aspect is beautifully described. Viraja, they define it as Vina Rajas. Okay, till such time the Rajoguna is there, there's no chance of even crossing the Viraja river. And it further goes on to explain how when you cross the Viraja River, how you're garlanded by more than 100 personalities with various kinds of garlands for your purification. And that's when you can really achieve the Satya Sankalpa of the 8 characteristics, where you're beyond this material universe. So that's one point which I really wanted to. That's
Very well. Thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
adding
much.
that. Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Vijay. Thank you so much. And as I said in the morning, it was a pleasant surprise to have you here. Wonderful class. Prabhuji, so the question was, this class, the essence as I understood was service to the devotees is equivalent to service to the Lord. Now, more important. Now,
Sorry, I spoke like that.
so, so when we say service, the aspect of something tangible in that. Now, every time it is not possible. So relating again to that service to the devotees is more important to service to the Lord. The aspect of coming back to that same point, it becomes sometimes very difficult when somebody does not see anything tangible in that provision. How do we deal in that situation, Praveen?
That we don't see any tangible benefit in doing so. So that's why we are not convinced about this aspect of this
Convince
philosophy.
and then again redoing the same aspect becomes a low priority.
Just do it, basically. This is the way it is. This is a philosophy. We need not go into the paralysis by analysis. This is the ultimate tattva that aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. Tadiyanam means devotees, paraphernalia of the Lord. Their aradhana is one greater than the aradhana of Lord Vishnu. This is a tattva philosophy. Now we may not have got realization about that, but eventually we'll get that. Just continue doing it. Mm. Mhm. Our tangible benefit also, if you see the devotion, sometimes many of the devotees say, actually, in the terms of getting tangible benefits, I feel I got more tangible benefit from devotee. I sometimes doubt whether Lord is merciful on me or no. I am doubtful, but devotees are merciful on me. On the contrary. So yes, that's the way the Lord gives his mercy through his devotee. And to whomever the devotee want to bestow the mercy, Lord is obliged to give him mercy. Actually, I need to just check out time and please order me, because many hands are up, but I don't want to create inconvenience. I think. What is the time? But what time we
We
supposed to?
can, so what we can do is those who have questions, we can take it
Yeah.
offline if it's okay. There are a few important announcements that. Thank you. So let us all thank His Grace Sadayogi Prabhu, and our Kannada speaker was His Grace Balaji Govind Prabhu, by expressing a deep gratitude from the bottom of our heart by loudly chanting on Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and please do visit us often so that we can hear this nectar.
Whatever pillars you see here, Prabhu was here in Bangalore. All that pillars are so strong. That's why it's growing up. So, so their lordship had service for him in Dharwad. So serving Prabhu.
I would request Naresh and Prabhu to make a very important announcement, and then after we'll
Hare Krishna. So I was missing last Sunday. So I had been to Chennai to meet my spiritual master and the zonal secretary for this area. So I went there to invite him. His Holiness Jayapata Goswami Maharaj and also Bhanu Swami Maharaj. So both have consented to come here. So along with the president of Chennai temple, Sumitra Prabhu, he is also consented to come. And now we have started sending invitation to all SIDC members. Prabhu was the first person who answered, I'll be there. I want to do singing service. He's such a wonderful kirtan leader. So that you could see today morning also how he was doing it. So these are wonderful devotees in ISKCON, they have varieties. They have something to give and we have everything to take. So in that way, the thing is that is happening one side. As you know, we have split into two. The temple opening is happening on the 27th, 28th, 29th. But there is another program which is happening with the government authorities, which we are trying to finalize. It could be on the 1st or it could be on the 3rd or it could be 4th. As earlier we thought it would happen on the 2nd. So government functions may not happen on 2nd because of Gandhi Jayanti. They have that cleaning service, no? What is it called? Swachh Bharat. So, but they don't know, we also Swachh Hridaya. We do that. So that's going to take some time. So, because it's an official function and big dignitaries are coming, so we will have some regulation on the devotees also coming. That we are working out how many can come in. But nevertheless, our Sundarup Sham has made arrangement for, you can see from outside also, maybe first floor, second floor like that. But that will be for any 2 hours. But we have to do that also. So yesterday we met the local MLA Ashok. He was very much fired up and earlier he used to come here and have, suddenly he saw a big temple coming up. So he's very thrilled and he called us there. So we have talked to him. Maybe in a day or two, we may get an appointment with the governor because governor is the next important authority for, for the state. We could not get anybody from the central ministry because of heavy security. And so they have advised us to, work out with the local. So this is all taking shape. At the same time, well, these are all dignitaries, but you are the hosts. So you should know how to receive this. Atithi Devo Bhava. So Atithis of Krishna, they are all going to come. Now all of us have to keep, this in focus. How do you receive your relatives? And they are Krishna's relatives. So absolutely, this is a great opportunity for us to, get them into our heart or put Krishna into their heart. So that's what Srila Prabhupada did. Wherever he went, he made sure that somehow Krishna entered their heart in various ways. So now we are transiting from a small place to the bigger place. This has been happening. Krishna is always, he'll not sit in one place. He wants always bigger and bigger. You know, the first avatar of Krishna, right? We had put him. So now it is not sufficient for him. So he's moving up. So like that, ISKCON is moving. Even in Mayapur now, maybe next year, I think they announced that Narsingadev is moving to the new place. So this is happening all over the world. So it's a constant Lord's mercy that opportunities have been given to so many devotees. So service is the only thing which when we can win the heart of their lordship and the spiritual master. But one thing we should understand is our temple. This is our Guru's temple. Srila Prabhupada is the, founder Acharya. Whatever we do, whatever we serve to him, Krishna actually backs us. Whenever I was talking in the morning, says whenever we do Prabhupada's service, Krishna comes there and stands. Yes, here is it is. Because that's what happened when he went to America. So he's our founder Acharya, there is no doubt. And whatever he's been doing is, we have pramana from the books. So one thing is that leave Prabhupada, if you can make him in the center of our activities, our life is successful. Because Swami Karya, Swakarya, everything will happen, right? So your small work is nothing when compared to Guru's work. So when Guru's work is done, our work is automatically done. So we require cooperation, we require team spirit. Just now we had Janmashtami, and certainly we did a good, remarkable preaching around. And now temple opening at 2 times. And once the temple opens, that's when the child is born. Everybody has to take care, right? It's a big responsibility. It's not just 3. Jagannath is expanded into Radha and Krishna and Gaunitai. Not only that, then we have make sure his relatives come regularly to the temple. Atithis will come. It's not going to be like that. When Krishna is born, everybody will come and say, is it not? In the same way, every day Krishna is born, so every day somebody will come. So that's what Krishna is, Navayavanam. So now the team spirit is required. And as we grow, there is another difficulty also, which comes slowly. Oh, we have a big temple. Ahankar also can come in that way. So in that, we have to take care that we should not allow it to grow. A little pride can be there, but that pride should not be in such a way it disturbs the society. So yes, we are proud that we are getting a bigger place. But getting a bigger place means we having more people. Vasudeva Kutumbam is going to expand more and more. So I was imagining Sadayogi Prabhu when he went to Dharwad, there was hardly anything. I used to go earlier. And today is expanded so much. So that's what it is. It's required place that a person has to put his neck out. So he went and put his neck out there. Now he's come, he's got a bigger land, he's working out with the ministry. So somewhere somebody has to take the lead, but that's a painful work. Eating is easy work, cooking is difficult, eating is. So now the main thing is construction is over. Now is the time for relishing, nice kirtan, nice bhajan, nice class, and nice relation building up. So that's how it is. So Prabhupada did 108 temples. Now we have 600 temples. Among that, this one temple is there. And so many of you are around here. So many Maharajs already confirming, they are sending me that they are coming in this time. So Atithi Devo, it's a great opportunity for us to serve the sannyasis. Because when all the confluence of exalted people come, great leaders for ISKCON who have given their life, when they come here, it automatically gets pure. So purity for us is just by serving them. So all of you will have some service. If you don't have, please approach us. We will try to accommodate. Anything, a little service is certainly Krishna is very happy. So what I see is there are difficulties in Krishna's service, whether it's victory, whether it is defeat, but in service of Krishna, it's always a victory. Taking an example of Jatayu, he fought, he knew he was going to lose, but still he fought, but he died. But when he left this world, he attained lotus feet of Lord. Same way in Arjuna, he became victorious in the and he took up the kingdom, won over Duryodhan. But at the same time, when Krishna left this world, same Arjuna could not protect Krishna's queens. So it's all there, everything goes up and down. But in this process, absolutely there is no loss. So with this mood, if you take it up, there will be some difficulties, some little pain will be there. You may have to put extra effort. You have to tolerate many people. Some people will tolerate you also. So in this process, what happens is Krishna is pleased. So we are all taking those baby steps. Nothing we are able to do. Everything is Lord's mercy. Just like Prabhupada says, 0 is always 0. The moment 1 comes. So because we are all serving Srila Prabhupada and his wonderful movement, that's why we are able to make progress and our movement is expanding. Our movement expanding means taking Krishna into everybody's heart with a proper understanding, how you communicate with people. That is very, very important. That humility aspect of dealing with people just like a child. So I'm just requesting all of you, please approach our leaders. They have services for all of you. If you don't have, please let us know. So next 15 days will be certainly a difficult time. After that, every day is difficult. Because their lordships are always there. We have to serve 6 times. We require 13 pujaris in a day. There will be rotations. So many things are there, but service is only the way to win the Lord's favor. Thank you very much. And all the best for all of you. And to devotees who are all coming, we'll give our best Atithi Satkar. And also, more important is next 3 kilometers around the temple. This should be a landmark where they can come and pray to the God and take the love of God. Other things they come, it will go. But once they get the love of God, that's what Prabhupada says, that back to Godhead, and that is the love of God. So you all have to become an instrument, even at least making one devotee that they get Krishna Prem or service to the Lord. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Though Prabhuji would have summed up everything in 10 minutes, but let's all be mindful to the amount of efforts that have gone behind this. Let us all once at least chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for these wonderful devotees who have given us this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have 2 sponsors today for Prasadam. We have Govardhan Prabhu, who has completed his MS, and he's going to do further studies also. So wonderful devotee. I know his service attitude also. We also have Archana Mataji, who has sponsored Prasadam today on account of her father's birthday, M. Babu. Do we have Archana Mataji here? Could you please stand up, Govardhan Prabhuji? And we also have our guest Sumohini Gopika Mataji, who has sponsored Prasadam today, and on account of Vyas Puja of His Holiness Bhakti Charya Swami Maharaj, and she's seeking blessings from all the devotees here. Archana Mataji is here. Mataji, you can just stand up. So the request is, please come and collect the Mahaprasham that we have as Prasadam. So please hand over. The next festival which is coming up is Radhashtami. Radhashtami Mahamahotsav ki jai. That's on the next Saturday that's coming up. So since it's half-day fasting and it's a holiday also, the program will be in the morning. It will not be an evening program. It will be in the morning. Stay tuned for the further details in the group. But please make a note. It will be a morning program on Saturday. So since it's a half-day fasting, so the afternoon feast will be there. So please attend. Few temple opening related announcements are there. What I would like to talk about is the schedule and the Seva bookings and the volunteer services that we have. So please kindly make a note of the schedule. Do we all know the dates? 27th, 28th, and 29th. These 3 days are the program for the grand opening of the temple. So
Hare Krishna. ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಗೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ವಿವರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಸೊ
3 ದಿವಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 27, 28, 29 3 ದಿವಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ವಿವರಣೆಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ.
So 27th morning 10 AM to 12 PM will be Vastu Homa.
27ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 10 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 12 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಹೋಮ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Evening 6 PM to 8 PM will be Acharya Anudhya.
ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ 6 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 8 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅನನ್ಯ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅನುದ್ಯ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
That is 27th. 28th, it will again start in the morning from 10 AM till 12 PM will be Shri Shri Radha Krishna Pratishtha Homa.
28th morning 10 PM to 12 PM Shri Shri Radha Krishna ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾನ ಹೋಮ.
6 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. It will be Netronmilan, Vandapanam, and Shayana Adivasa.
6 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 9:30ವರೆಗೆ ನೇತ್ರೋನ್ಮಿಲನ್, ವಂದಾಪನ ಮತ್ತು ಶಯನಾದಿವಾಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ.
This is 28th, and 29th will be from 7 a.m. till 2:15 p.m. We will have Nyasadi Homa, Maha Abhishekam, and the Bhoga, the first Bhoga and Shringara Arati.
29ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ 29ರಂದು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ 2:15 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಸಾದಿ ಹೋಮ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ, ಮಹಾ ಅಭಿಷೇಕಂ ಮತ್ತು ಭೋಗ ಮತ್ತು ಶೃಂಗಾರ ಆರತಿ.
And since there are a lot of sevas also, sevas in the sense there are homa, yajna is there, so devotees have the opportunity to offer their sevas. There are many sevas, almost 9 to 10 sevas are there. We have a counter over there. This is a new temple opening. So as Prabhu was saying, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So Prabhuji has a stall over there. Ashokatma Vasudev Prabhu has a stall over there outside. So those who are interested can please book their sevas.
ಈ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸುವರ್ಣ ಅವಕಾಶ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಸೇವೆಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಅಶೋಕಾತ್ಮ ವಾಸುದೇವ ಪ್ರಭುರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಅಶೋಕಾತ್ಮ ಪ್ರಭುತ್ರಲ್ಲ. ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೋಮರ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕೋ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಭುಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
So there are many sevas. I'll just name few of the sevas. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Mahayajna. Shayan.
ಸೇವೆಗಳು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇವಾ, ರಾಧಾಕೃಷ್ಣ ಯಜ್ಞ ಸೇವಾ,
Shayanadivas ceremony.
ಶಯನಾದಿವಾಸ ಸೆರೆಮನಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Netronmilan seva.
ನೇತ್ರೋನ್ಮಿಲನ್ ಸೇವಾ,
Rajabhoga seva.
ರಾಜಭೋಗ ಸೇವಾ,
His Holiness Jaipatak Swami Maharaj Care Seva.
ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಜಯಪತಾಕ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಕೇರ್ ಸೇವಾ ಒಂದು ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Srila Prabhupada Disciples and Sannyasis Care Seva.
ಶೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಭಕ್ತರು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಶೀಲ ಪ್ರಭುಪಾದರ ಶಿಷ್ಯರು ಅವರ ಸೇವೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Annadayana Seva.
ಅನ್ನದಾನ ಸೇವಾ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Pushpalankara Seva.
ಪುಷ್ಪಾಲಂಕಾರ ಸೇವಾ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ.
Maha Abhishekam Seva.
ಮತ್ತು ಮಹಾ ಅಭಿಷೇಕಂ ಸೇವಾ.
So these are few of the sevas that we can take opportunity of and book this seva. So please reach out to the counter that Prabhu has over there on the outside. Now, along with the seva, the most important, other important thing is services. There are n number of services. There are 3 days we have the festival, 3 days. So please imagine the amount of sevas that we all have. I'll just name out few of them. So we have many Swamis, Maharajas, Srila Prabhupada disciples, and very, very senior devotees coming here. So they will need to be accommodated in and around the temple. There